Good evening, everybody, and welcome to day two, game two of the Lynn City Soccer Tournament. Back after a 2-year hiatus, and this is the final game of the day for the boys. Lynn Classical taking on Lynn Tech, and this is family atmosphere. I say that because head coach Eric Moreno and head coach Eric Moreno are the two head coaches, father and son. I know Isaiah Diaz is in net for Lynn Classical. I think it might be Pedro Bamanca in net for Tech. They've listed two, and they're both freshmen. Tech has got new uniforms. Long lead pass with a break, but Diaz comes out before anybody can get there. Last time, I think the last two times that father and son have met in this tournament was for the championship. They got to meet in the shortened season because Lynn Tech had a game canceled because of COVID, and Glasgow Tech was actually winding down their soccer season. Lynn Glasgow was just starting, and they were able to get a game, Lynn Glasgow against Tech, almost like an exhibition game. A non-conference game because it was father-son. A break. They couldn't tip it in. Now they had it in. He didn't get a lot on it. He just tipped it to the net. He just tipped it to the net and knocked it off the goaltender. And when he tipped it off the net, he was fighting for it, and he wound up getting a head on it and knocking it in, and right away we got a timeout. I think that was Grigori Amici getting the goal. So very quickly, Classical called timeout. It looked like a breakaway. They got to him. He booted it, and when he booted it, he just kind of just touched it, and it went off Diaz. It laid there. It went by Diaz, and then Amici just went up and got a head on it and knocked it in the net. So just a little over 2 minutes, Tech gets on the board. The only saving grace for Classical is we got a lot of soccer left. That was a bizarre start. It was almost, falling down and not getting a good shot on a pretty good breakaway. But then getting a big break when the ball slipped and got by the goaltender, and you were able to fight off a defender and head it in. So they missed connections on the first one, but they were given a second shot and they made it count. Glasgow got a foot on it, it bounces around, and it goes to Bamankis. And he is in net for Banka. Skips past Glasgow. Tech collects. To give it back to the goaltender, young freshman. He knocked it ahead. It deflected off a Tech player. And Tech Glasgow almost got a huge gift. Luckily, Bamenka was able to get that rebound, and it was a long rebound. That was about a 10-yard rebound. He came out and got it. I think it was Sarmento, who looked like he was going to have a breakaway. But Bamenka got to it first. Trying to center it. Glasgow knocks it away. Tech walking in. And they knock it home. Walked right in and just drilled it. Diaz had no chance. And we haven't played 5 minutes and Tech has scored twice. We just had the English and Mary's game when neither team could get a shot on net for a long time. English finally scored a goal and won 1-0. Here we got Tech scoring 2 in less than 5 minutes. It's going to go out. So one half of the Marino family is shocked. Knocked into the Tech bench area by Glasgow. Headed away. And Glasgow gets there first and knocks it out of play. The way in the first game, we had ball boys running around supplying balls. Now players have to chase them. That went a long way. They had to go get it. Popped up, deflected to the far side and out of play. And it get knocked out by Classical. Deflected out time. Battle going on again. Tech almost got it away. Classical just got a foot on and knocked it away. Tech was looking to walk in. Now we got, we'll whistle because after they blew the whistle for the play, Classical got upset and kicked the ball away. And they're going to get a talking to. They called Classical for the takedown. Jason Robles will take the kick. And they blew the whistle again as it goes out of play. Kicked it wide left. So Diaz will get to kick it away. One of the strengths for Classical coming in was their goaltender, Diaz, but Tech has scored twice, but he had no chance on either one. Classical trying to come back. Tech blocks it. And then Tech knocks it out. Tipped into the Classical end and tipped by Classical into the Classical end. And it's going to go out of play, and Tech will get it down deep with the throw-in. The winner of this will play Lynn English in the tournament final. The loser will get St. Mary's. Knocked out by Classical. Defensive play by Jose Gomez. Tech question, he thought they could hit from behind and had the ball knocked out. It's a free kick up and coming. Nice little crowd here. Nice to see. Tech and Classical got together at midfield. Tech went down, but they're calling it on Tech. Classical gets the kick. Classical stopped playing. They were looking for contact. You can't stop. You can't expect it to be called. You got to keep playing until it's called. It goes deep. Tech trying to get there. It's kept in play. Now it goes out off Classical. Kicked out of play. Off Classical. Tech will get a corner kick. Coming from the far side. knock it way too far. Classical takes it away and knocks it away. Popped up. Tech heads it back. Tech just keeping Classical bottled up. And now Classical has to hustle and knock it away from a Tech player was looking to get it and walk in. Sliding save by the Classical defender. So another corner kick coming up, this time from the near side. It bounced away. They looked like they might be lined up for a kick, but they couldn't get control. Now they tip it. It's inside. They got a foot on it. They got a head on it. They can't get the shot off. They did it. Talk about being frustrated. It was out in front. They had it. They couldn't control it. Then they got a piece of it. Couldn't get the shot off. It got blocked. Everybody trying to get a piece of it. Classical finally grabbed it and knocked it away. And now Tech knocks it out. And we'll have substitutions for both teams. Goodyear will put it in play for Classical. Tech clears it away. And Tech on the move. They pushed it too far ahead. Goodyear was there to clear it away. They knock it deep, and they'll let it go through to Diaz. And Diaz will get to kick it away. High, booming kick right to midfield. Knock in the Tech end. Haskell just can't get going against Tech. Knocked out. Tech will get the throw in. They got around one, but they pushed it too far. Classical knocks it out. So we go from the far side to the near side with the throw in. And another collision. Tech will get a free kick. Just inside the 30-yard line. Well, they're at about the 27, almost straight on. They drill it to the net, and it went in. Jason Robles. Line shot over the head of Diaz, just under the top crossbar, inside the far post. Outstanding kick. So we haven't reached the halfway mark yet. Tech has put 3 on the board. And Diaz has to backpedal and play this one, kick it away. They blow the whistle, I think, because one of the Tech players tried to block Diaz's kick. I don't think he can do that. It's like he was trying to block a punt. So they give it to Diaz to kick over again. I don't think Father Eric Moreno could have ever envisioned this quick a start. I'm not sure what this long delay is for now. Referee's talking to Diaz about something. I thought they stopped it to tell him, don't try to block that kick. So we're back at it. Tech is just swarming all over Glasgow, not letting them get going at all. They almost got by. Nice defense there by Glasgow. I think that was Roberto Gomez. First time in a long time Glasgow's had it this deep. Tech takes it away. Now they knock it out off Glasgow. And now they collision. They knock Glasgow down. Glasgow will get the free kick. Just outside the 40-yard line. Glasgow knocks it down. Tech knocks it away. Sliding defense. Knocked it out. Tech will get the throw in. Just past the halfway mark of this first half. Again, Glasgow just can't get going. Tech is all over them. And they're going to get that one incidental, but it hit a hand. They knocked it up. Glasgow got a hand on the ball. They didn't do it intentionally. They knocked it into the hand of Glasgow. So Tech will get another free kick. This one coming outside the 35-yard line. Officials talking about something. I'm not sure what that was all about. And now we'll get back to soccer, I guess, as Tech will kick it away. And I think this is Robles again. And he drills it right to the net. And I think they're calling Tech offside. Diaz made the catch. He was going to clear it away anyway. Long lead pass. Tech breaks it up. Glasgow gets it back. Looking for the shot. Nice save. I think that was Halimi, I think, with the shot. But Bamanka made a very nice save. That's the first legitimate chance that Glasgow has had. And Bamanka robbed him. Tried to clear it, it got blocked. Tipped up, headed away. Tech heads it back. Popped in the air to the net. And the defense got there and tipped it, but they tipped it straight up in the air, and Diaz had to go up and get it and grab it. He came way out of the net, out almost to the 10-yard line. Gets the foot in, knocks it away. Glasgow looking to get it back. Tech takes it away. Nice little shift around the defense. And the Glasgow defense breaks it up. Knocked out by Glasgow into the Glasgow bench area. Tech knocked it into the Tech bench area. Glasgow quickly puts it in play. Down the far side. Glasgow trying to center it. Bamanka came out of the net. Nobody in net. It gets knocked loose and Tech knocks it away. That's a freshman goaltender mistake. He came way out of the net. Couldn't get it. It got knocked loose. It was laying there. Glasgow couldn't get a foot on it. And one of the Tech defenders finally cleared it away. And there's Tech clearing it away again. Taken away by Tech. It gets knocked out. Rigoberto Gomez will put it in play. I don't know if they're all related, but we got three Glasgow players with the last name of Gomez. Broken up nicely by the Tech defense. Haskell lets it go out of play. They'll get to throw it in. He wasn't waiting for it. He had his back turned. And it actually bounced off Alan DeLeon. Tech down the far side. Battling to keep control. Tech is going to get called for making contact, pushing or bumping. Glasgow will get a free kick from the 35. They blow the whistle again. Somebody must have blown a whistle from the stands. There was a whistle blown, but so I thought they were going to have a do-over, but it was not a referee's whistle, I guess. They tip it back to Diaz. He gets it across field. Now it goes to the far side. Glasgow can't go anywhere without a Tech player being all over the ball and the player. It gets headed up by Glasgow. And Glasgow heads it out again. Pops it high in the air, going to the net. Diaz will go way to his right, scoop it up, and get to kick it away. Haskell's trying to come back. Pass broken up. And then Tech clears it away. Tech keeping it in. Down the far side. We got bodies going everywhere. He got by one. Tried to get by the other. Glasgow finally knocked it out. Two Glasgow players and a Tech player all went down. That got tipped, and luckily it got tipped by the far post. It went off a Glasgow player. They got it right to the net. Now they know it went way too far. And we got a body going down. And Glasgow will get to kick it away as Glasgow got knocked down. Ten minutes and counting left in this first half. Tech out to a 3-0 lead over the Glasgow Rams. So we have a substitution for Tech. Tipped out again by Glasgow. Tech picks off the pass. Classical does the same. Now they knock it deep. It's tipped. Tech gets there first and breaks it up and clears it away. And Classical tips it out. De Leon will put it in play. Knocked deep. It's going to go out. And that'll go out off Polejoy. There's Polejoy again breaking up, and now we got bodies going down. Tech players down. There's a collision. Anthony Zavala down, looked like he's holding his ankle. And the trainer hustles over to look at him. 7:59 left. Lynn Tech leading Classical 3-0. Anthony Zavala initially being helped off. Now he's walking a little bit more under his own steam. Teammate Bilda Arriaga was the guy helping him out. But the more he walked, the better it seemed to be. Kick by Classical. Classical knocks it back again. Tech waits and lets it go to the goaltender, Bamanka. And it goes out off Classical. Tip, it's going to go out again off Tech. Classical would like to get at least one. Get a little bit of momentum going into the second half. Cut that deficit down. We got a call. Classical was trying to get the ball, but they were leaning and pushing off at the same time. So Tech will get a free kick. The whistle is for substitutions. So Tech will get the free kick. And it goes deep. It's headed away by Classical. And knocked away again by Classical. They knock it deep. Classical's there. It's tipped, and then Tech knocks it away. That's Polejoy with the defense. And it gets knocked out. I think they're calling it off Classical. Another substitution for Tech. Classical trying to get it. Tech takes it away. Lead pass, just a little too far. Trying to walk in. Now he goes the other way with the left foot and knocks it wide right. If they took a little mustard off that pass, he would have been going right to the net. He had to chase it a little bit off to his right. Had to go a little bit wide. He stopped to make a cutback, but then he had to use his left foot. And when he did that, he just sliced it to the right side. Diaz will kick it away. And out of bounds again. Off Tech. And they blow the whistle for contact again. And Glasgow will get a free kick. They drilled it to the net, got headed by Glasgow. And just ahead of a green shirt, Bamanka grabs a hold of it and squeezes it. That was Rigoberto Gomez. I'm not sure why it's Gomez, but as opposed to Jose Gomez. They threw the pass a little bit behind the intended receiver. They knock it all the way back to Pojoy. He tries to get it in the middle. Classical actually tipped it, and it winds up going back toward the net. Diaz will come out, field it, and he'll boot it away. Picked off by Tech. They knock it deep. They'll let it go out of play. Final 2 minutes of this first half, a very good one for Tech. Getting 3 on the board. Glasgow had one shot, one possible chance. Bamanka made a big time save. There are a couple of other near misses where they couldn't get a foot on the ball. Jose Gomez with that kick. Now it gets deflected off Tech. Glasgow tips it ahead. Tech takes it away. And they're coming back. Glasgow clears it away. Closing down this first half, can't be much time left. Back checking fight. Tech knocks it away. Just got a foot on it. The Tech was going to have a breakaway. They blow the whistle, and that's going to do it. So Tech got out very quickly. They scored. We didn't play 5 minutes. They had 2 on the board. They added another one. And they're kind of running away with this one. They lead Oval in Glasgow 3-0 at halftime. Welcome back to Manning Fields. We're set to start the second half. We're closing out opening rounds of this 2021 Lynn City Soccer Tournament. Girls played yesterday. Lynn English beat St. Mary's in the first game, and now Glasgow leading with 1 half left in the opening rounds of this 2021 City Series that hasn't been played in 2 years. It was Gregori Amici scoring the first goal. Erickson Liccardi got the second goal. And Jason Robles with that laser beam free kick from about 30 yards away got the third one. And that's where we are, 3-0 Classical as we start the second half. Classical had one pretty good shot, and Bamenka made a great save for Tech. Usually they play this and they'll be quiet until Saturday in the Consolation Championship rounds, but all of these teams will be back in action tomorrow. There'll be 3 games right here with the Classical girls, the English boys, the Tech boys. The header, it took a little bit of a hop, and Classical got a little tip right to Diaz. He was able to grab it and kick it away. Pojoy knocked it back. Classical will get there first. And Tech knocks it away and knocks it out. Talk about getting into the season. We talked the tournament yesterday and today, 4 games. 3 soccer games tomorrow night. There was actually 3 games here today. Kip played the opening game before the tournament here, soccer. So tomorrow, 3 soccer games. Friday, 2 football games. Saturday here at Manning Field, there's 4 soccer games, and Kip plays football Saturday night. Glasgow will play football on the road. And I think Tech has got a football game on the road as well. Ball bouncing around. Nice takeaway. Good defense. Brian, Giovanni, Rivas, Lazo. That took half the half. There's Bramenka's coming way out of the net to knock that away. He knocked it to the far side, and then Tech knocked it out. In that first half, Tech scored those 3 goals. The last one was a backbreaker with that free kick, that laser beam by Robles that just snuck under the top crossbar inside the far post. That gave them a real big size lead, but Classical just couldn't get going. Every time they had the ball, there was 1 or 2 Tech players all around them, taking it away. Now Tech going to get called for a takedown. Classical will get a free kick. Rigoberto Gomez. He was going to take it. Now it's not. Pojoy. Excuse me, not Pojoy. Elzon Halimi. Got that right in the air. Manka had it, couldn't hold on to it, but there was nobody around to take advantage of the rebound. Tech with a break. Nice defense by Classical, breaking it up. If that gets by, Ryan Doyle made that nice stop defensively. If it gets by him, Tech is going to walk in alone. That would have been Amishi looking for his second goal. And that hit somebody in the hand, I believe. The line drive. They call the hand touch. Tech will kick it away. Tech setting up Glasgow 3-0. Glasgow trying to find some way of getting some offense going. Tech is coming up with every loose ball. Glasgow coming back. And Tech tips the pass away. Tech just keeps breaking up everything that Glasgow's trying to do. I'm not sure what that whistle was for. But Glasgow will take it. They're going to get a free kick from inside the 30-yard line. Right in front of the Tech bench, the kick comes. And they blocked it. Glasgow were running right at the kicker. And they just blocked it. I learned something new all the time. I didn't know you could block it. That's why I thought it was a free kick. Glasgow trying to clear it away. Tech knocks it loose and Tech comes up with it. And Tech battling, gets it back again. And they let it go out. Emma Payas reaching around. I think Tech thought it was going to go off Glasgow. They call it off Tech. And it's off Tech again. And one more time, progressively moving downfield with the throw-ins. And now Tech takes it back. And they squeeze through. And Glasgow grabs a hold. He was looking to go through a couple of defenders and break down. And they're going to give a yellow card for grabbing and holding. You have to go out and sit down for a while. Looked like he was going to break through the defenders and walk in alone. And they just grabbed him and spun him around. And that earned him a yellow card. So from just outside the 30, the kick will come. And they drill it high, wide, and off to the right side. I'm not sure why Robles didn't take that kick. He drilled the last one. Diaz waiting patiently to kick it away. They're waiting for some reason. The officials over talking to Glasgow coach Eric Moreno. I'm not sure what that was all about, but now one of the Glasgow players is leaving the field. I don't know if I'm counting wrong. It looks like Glasgow's playing short a player. Branscombe will play that on a high hop before anybody gets there. I only count 9 players out there for Glasgow. I didn't see what that was about. A couple of headers, another header. Glasgow trying to get a foot on it. Everybody getting a foot on it. Glasgow finally got a clear shot, and they knocked it over the net and out of play. It was like a human billiard ball. It kept bouncing around, bouncing off everybody. Everybody got a crack at it. I think it was Elzon Halimi who finally got a foot on it, but lifted it. He had an open net virtually. Could have got Glasgow on the board. And he knocked it over the net. Every time you look at Glasgow has the ball, there's 2 Tech players all over them. Nobody's standing around watching. They try to knock it deep. Now they knock it over to the near side. Trying to walk in. They take the shot. Great effort. It went wide. Just missed going inside that far post. Two of the players that scored 2 of the 3 goals were together on that play. It was Amici beating everybody and then dropping it back to Liccardi. They both have a goal. And Liccardi ripped it and looked like it was going to go inside that far post, and it just kept traveling and went wide. Just missed giving him his second goal and giving Tech a 4-0 lead. But a good effort, very nice passing. Set up a very nice scoring opportunity. Something that Glasgow hasn't had almost any of. Can't line up the shot. They can't even get set up to take a shot. Tech is all over them, taking the ball away. They blew the whistle, a late whistle. One of the Tech players went down. It was DeLeon going down at about the 45-yard line. And then a couple of seconds later, they blew the whistle, and I'm not sure why. Now there's a player on the other side, way away from the play on the far sideline that's down. But I don't know why. And it was DeLeon that went down, and they blew the whistle, and they gave the ball to Classical. So I'm not sure what that was all about, because it was a late whistle to begin with. And then the only person around was DeLeon, and he was on the ground. And they're going to give it to Classical for a free kick. Now we got all kinds of soccer balls coming into play. And before we do that, they decided, let's talk about it. Let's take a timeout. Just over 25 minutes left in this nightcap of the 2021 Lynn City Series boys style. Lynn Tech holding on to a 3-0 lead over Classical. Go ahead. I didn't see the official take the yellow card out of his pocket to give to one of the Classical kids, and evidently there was an exchange between the official and the player, because now Classical has to play the game a man short. So I was correct saying I saw them minus a player. So it makes it even tougher now. And going to the sideline, it means the young man has to sit out a couple of games. So, hard way to start the season. They tried to head it forward, they headed it to the sideline, but Tech came up with it anyway. And now it gets knocked out off Tech. Classical has to have those three defenders back deep, which means they've shot a man up front where they need him to try and get on the board. The two games yesterday, the girls' games were both shutouts. St. Mary's winning 4-0, Classical winning 7-0. The earlier game here was English 1-0. So anybody that scores wins because the other team doesn't score. Or at least that's up until now. Tech gets there and knocks it away. They just barely keep it in. No, they didn't keep it in. Diaz will kick it away. And that goes off Classical. Classical heads it. Keeps it in to let it go all the way back to Bramanka. And he kicks it deep. Headed away. They pass it ahead. They're going to call offside. Little shuffle pass. And that was, you can see, Liccardi's eyes light up. He was breaking down all by himself. That was a very close call. Kevin Human was the passer. Made a nice little feed. Just dropped it down. Tech controls. Haskell takes it away. Trying to kick it deep. Tech knocks it away and knocks it out. Yeah, we'll get a substitution for the Rams. Knocked away. Knocked away again. And Tech coming back. And I pushed it a little too far. Allow Classical to break it up and knock it out. And it gets knocked out again. Tech will put it back in play. Trying to get around. Nice defense. Nice job by Ryan Dahl. Just reached that long foot in and knocked it away. And now he went down. And it's early. They haven't played a lot of full field soccer. So you can imagine maybe a few cramps. Hopefully that's all it is. Cramps popping up. We're just past the halfway mark of this second half. Tech on top, 3-0. They get all the scoring in the first half. And we got the player down. Well, Ryan Dahl, it's nice to see him get out under his own steam. We're assuming it was just maybe a cramp. He made a nice defensive play. He has to come out for a respite, but it was nice to see him walk out under his own steam. That gets by. Classical trying to get there first. A foot race, and Tech wins it as they knock it ahead to the goaltender. They try a little give and go. They get deflected behind the would-be receiver. Broken up nicely. And it goes out off Classical. A little looked like maybe it'd be a breakaway for Classical. That was great hustle by Alan DeLeon, who showed quite a bit of speed, catching up and breaking up that would-be breakaway. Diaz will finally get to kick it away as they get a ball to use. Jack just knocks it the other way and knocks it out of play. And now Glasgow knocks it out of play. Not deep. Tech will track it down, just knock it. I thought they knocked it out, but they didn't. They kept it in play. Picked off by Classical on that centering pass. And Tech gets it right back. They bring it all the way back to their own end. And start it all over again. Classical breaks it up, takes it away. And it's going to get knocked in. The Classical bench area. Tipped and knocked out. Classical's hung in the second half, especially when they're playing a man down. Tech is going to get the throw in. Out again off Classical. And that evidently hit somebody in the hand or the arm because they call it, and now Tech will get a free kick. Can they block this one? They blocked the last one. I mean, the stands keep blowing the whistle. Thank God the players don't pay attention, and the officials don't either. Classical, that tipped off a Classical going to the net. Classical had to get back, grab it, and kick it out of play. Robles will put it in play. After the substitution. Knocked out again. They quickly put it in play. Classical breaks it up, and Classical knocks it out again. Quickly again in play. They pop it up, and they let it go through to Diaz, who grabs it, and he'll kick it away. High, booming kick. Headed back to the Classical end by Tech. Trying to center it, bounces away. Knock loose, Tech winds up with it. And they were going to make a pass. They thought the player way down deep in the far end was going to break to the net. Instead, he broke upfield, and he threw the pass behind him and out of play, and Diaz will get to kick it away again. So Classical's had a couple of shots in the second half. They played better because they've kept Tech off the board. But that quick start, 2 goals in less than 5 minutes. The first one in about 2 minutes. Put them in a hole that they haven't been able to get out of. And they just really haven't been able to generate any offense. Trying to knock it deep, broken up nicely. Glasgow gets it back. And Tech is there to pick off the pass again and bring it back the other way. If they made that pass to the near side instead of the middle, Michael Nolasco would have walked in. This is really strange because the only people, some of the people on the field that are freshmen are in school because the freshmen go to school. I think the rest of the student body doesn't come. It's being Wednesday until tomorrow, Thursday. They took down Brian, Giovanni, Rivas, Lazo. That's a name and a half. Sign an autograph. It would take an entire season. They knock it deep, it gets headed back. And Flamenca feels it. And he'll kick it away. Glasgow still trying to get something going. Tech knocked the Glasgow player down to get a free kick. Just about the 45-yard line. Headed away by Tech. They knock it deep. And they knock it deeper. Great save. Looked like it was going out of play. Amici saved it. Now the battle goes on way over in that far corner and Tech knocks it out. Diaz boots it away. And it goes out of play. So a tough assignment. That, as I said, they played Tech dead even here in the second half. They haven't had a lot of chances, but they played a man down. It's always tough. Kids lose their tempers. They say things they shouldn't say. And you wind up hurting your team. Because once that official blows his whistle, unless it's the major leagues, pro sports, and you have videotape replay, you're not going to all of a sudden say, you know what, you're right, I'll change my call. So there's no sense initially to even argue the call because you're not going to get it. It certainly isn't to the point where you're going to get a yellow card and then make it doubly worse by getting thrown out of the game with a red card. You hurt your team. You have to play down a player. They're going to call Tech offside. They scored, but it won't count. Great long kick. It skipped through. They got loose. And it looks like the player that was offside is down, and again, hopefully it's just a cramp. We mentioned before the first time they've been practicing, of course, but they really haven't done 100 yards of intense soccer. I don't know if they had any scrimmages. So now you get out here and it's you go, 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 and all you have to do is make a quick turn right or left, and you wind up with a cramp. Hopefully that's all it is. Tech got all the scoring in the first half. Classical playing them virtually even with only down a player. Pamanka did a nice job, just reached out, grabbed that corner kick. Banging going on, 2 bodies went down. They'll call it against Classical. Classical picked off that free kick, and he started back the other way. I think at a minimum, Classical would like to get on the board. Pamanka almost lost it out of bounds. He went, got it, had it. It bounced off, like it bounced off his knee and deflected. He just grabbed it before it went out of bounds. Classical would have got a corner kick. Tech looking for a break, walking in. They take the shot. They knocked it over the net. They get out in front. They were battling. They were able to avoid the defense, get through, get the shot. And they got too much foot in it and knocked it high over the net. And Grigori Amici can't believe that he did that. He was looking for a second goal. He got the left foot on it and knocked it over the net. He had a golden opportunity. Worked hard to get that shot. As we got 5 minutes and counting left in this one. So unless lightning strikes here, it's going to be Lynn English against Lynn Tech in the championship final. St. Mary's against Classical. As Diaz comes out, slides and recovers the fumble. And he'll kick it away. Tech has just not let Classical get going at all. They've been surrounding him. They beat him to loose balls. Every time Classical looks like they're starting, Tech just breaks it up. Young freshman in net, Pedro Bamanca. The shot went wide. He made a nice little spin around to get away from the defense. Looked to make the shot and just flat out knocked it wide. I think that was Beyond Hernandez. I guess they're saying that's it. There was more time left on the clock. The officials blow the whistle, and that's going to do it. So the opening rounds, both boys and girls for the 2021 Lynn City Soccer Tournament is in the books. I believe that's the first start for Pedro Bamanca. He gets a shutout. All the games have been shutouts, the girls and the boys. And it will be Tech taking on English in the championship final. It'll be St. Mary's and Classical in the finals. And that'll be on Saturday when the consolation final will be played. Tech got all they needed and all they got in the first half. Grigori Amici got loose. He shot one off the goaltender. When it bounced off the goaltender, he was behind the goaltender, was able to head it in for the first goal, and that's all he really needed. The second goal was a scramble out in front. Erickson Liccardi knocked it home. The third one was a laser beam by Jason Robles, a free kick from about the 30-yard line. He just ripped it left-footed, got it inside the far post under the top crossbar before Diaz even saw it, and that made it 3-0, and that was the end of the first half, and that was all the scoring for the game as Tech wins the nightcap here after English shut out St. Mary's in the first game. Tech comes and shuts out Classical in the second game, and they do it with 3 different scorers, all the scoring in the first half. Classical will go to 1-0. Classical will go to 0-1. Tech will go to 1-0, and it's 3-0 Tech over Classical, and they'll be in the championship round on Saturday against Lynn Classical. So we hope you enjoyed it. I'm John Hoffman saying we'll see you next time.